Thank you. So this is Princess Patricia. I haven't done her blowout in a very long time. I've never done a blowout on her actually. I just did more roller sets. You also want to make sure that you know the texture of the hair also for the blowout. So do you guys work with boar bristles too? No. Okay, yeah, this is something that you guys need to know. Ceramic is great, but boar bristles, the boar bristles will help, will definitely help eliminate frizz, and it'll give you that shine. This is more of like a curling iron. It just adds the heat and it keeps it set. So I'm going to use both. This is one of Umberto's brushes. This is called the banana brush. It looks like a banana, I guess. And it's shaped like the shape of the head because he's a big believer in fluffing the hair. Fluffing the hair gives it more volume. So I'm going to show you guys that today. Okay, and have a really good blowout. Invest in a good blow dryer. Okay, this is one of the best. This is like $3.50, but you know, your tools, if you want to make money, you gotta put it first, right? So let me go ahead and do this. So normally when a client comes in just for a blow dry, you gotta make sure that you have everything you need. Are you fine here? Want anything to drink? Okay. Want to clip? You want to always put a towel, whichever way, whatever culture that your salon wants is required of you. But for me, I don't want wet hair dripping on the back of their head, so that's important. I use products. That's the one thing I was like, oh, I don't really like to use products on clients because what if it's like, you know, what if it messes up their hair? What if it's too thick and it doesn't give them volume? But product I've learned is your best friend. So I'm going to do a detangler, and this is also a thermal protectant from the heat. So I'm just going to spray it a little bit. Okay. And it smells really good, right, Pee-Pee? Mm-hmm. I call her Pee-Pee for Princess Patricia. And then when you're brushing the hair, always start from the ends and then work your way up. I'm sure you guys know that already. I've gotten yelled at a few times because I didn't know how to brush. So this will help, okay? So what do you want to do first for a really good blowout? You want to do like your blowout should only be 15 to 20 minutes max, depending on how much hair. But the trick to doing that is to take off about 80% of the moisture. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Notice how I even do it, okay? So as you notice, I use my fingers to spread the hair apart. That'll help dry the hair much faster as opposed to just going like this. And plus, you don't want the hair on your client's face. You don't want them in their face, okay? So I use my hands to separate the hair. And you don't really want to shake it too much because, believe it or not, your cuticles will open. You want the cuticles to be sealed and to close, so you always just want it really in one direction. And learn to work with both hands. And what I like to do is use products. Of course, who doesn't like our goal is to make sure that the client looks like they just walked out of a Pantene commercial, you know, so that's kind of, you know, she wants a little bit of bounce.
Does the time you said?
I'm sorry?
Does the time include brushing and rough drying hair?
Pretty much, yeah. So, I mean, even Umberto said, he's like, everybody should be able to do a base, like, you know, like to cover grays in 7 minutes. I'm like, 7 minutes? Holy crap. It takes me about 15 minutes to do a base, which is not bad. So, you know, you guys can even do that here. Practice your base application. See how long it takes for you to apply it because, honey, time is money. You don't want to spend an hour just applying color on a client. You know, you want to get them out of there. Because, I mean, as fun as the client may sound, the client doesn't want to stay there for 3 hours, right? Unless they're doing a color correction or an ombre.
What did you spray on?
It is called Renee Frater. This is Volumea. So this just gives volume to the hair. And then I also like to add mousse to the hair as well. You just got to really, you know, she does have a lot of hair, so it weighs it down a lot. So this product will help, you know, give her that volume on the top. So just run it through your fingers. Use this now. So for fluffing, it doesn't matter which direction. And again, every stylist, every salon is different, right? But you know what? Umberto is successful. I mean, I'm going to learn from him. I'm going to learn from whatever he wants to do, whatever made him successful, I want to copy it. Just the same way. So fluffing, you want to add just a little bit of tension to the hair to give it some lift. This is a pretty hot blow dryer. So you just gotta make sure you don't burn them. So see, it already makes that volume. And then I wanna like fluff everything up. So I'll split it in half. This will kind of be on her face a little bit. Is sectioning. Sectioning is your best friend. Okay, if you don't have good sectioning, if you don't have straight lines, you're not going to have a good blowout. Be gentle also. Just make sure she's awake also.
But when you get a blow dry and someone does it without jerking their head all around and they have that confidence in what they're doing, you just want to go and trust them that your hair is going to look beautiful.
Actually, and also one of the best advice a client actually told me, she comes in for a blowout twice a week because she doesn't wash her own hair, right? She just gets a blowout and she comes in, and that's the story of her life. And she always told me, and I remember when I first started rough drying her, she goes, Bianca, I'm not feeling like, I don't feel tension. Like, you gotta like pull my hair. And you know, you get nervous because you're like, oh my God, you make a lot of money and you're like a doctor. I don't want to pull your hair out. But you do, you have to add that tension. Actually, the more tension you add, I mean, of course, as long as they're not in pain, the better it is, the more confidence they'll have in you because you're willing to just like take it on. I'm usually like, oh, I don't want to do too much. Like I'm really afraid. So I'm using. Okay, so this is really how the standard blowout. Okay, so the crown, which gives it the most volume, the occipital bone, which will give it body to in the back, and also the two front sides, which will give you that Pantene Puffy look. Okay. Amber, can you pass pins for me, please? When I need it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So I'm going to start in the front. We always like to start off in the front. Okay. I'm going to start off in the top. Remember, just one direction. You don't want to go like this. One direction. You got people? Should I bring a little bit? I'm going to do medium. So when you get a little bit closer to the root, it's still something I still try to master. Make sure you're not burning the client because this is really hot, but it'll get the work done. So what I'm doing right now is the first 2-3 inches. That's where you want to kind of straighten out, get rid of the frizz. I'm just going to do that just a few times. And again, adding tension to the hair. Funny, I used to really hate these things, but it's like my best friend now. Roll it. Always go with the direction. Going to kind of let it sit there. You can put it down and then just pass it to me. So I let it set, kind of let it cool. Give me a big pin. So this is kind of an example of like what you would do as an assistant, passing pins, holding the blow dryer. I remember when I first saw, when I was shadowing as an assistant, I was like, are you serious? Yeah, we're really serious. This is what you do. Adding tension. Want it to always shoot all sides. So the good thing about the Ergo brushes, which everybody has, I still use the ones from beauty school. I use a lot of my stuff for house calls and everything in beauty school. So don't take this for granted. Really learn how to work it. Just let it set. And see even how I'm flipping it? That makes all the difference. I'm going to take this and I'm going to kind of combine it so there's no line. Over direction is key for more volume. Let it cool there. So we're talking to the client, we're looking at them in the mirror. They have no idea that we're letting it cool, you know?
You have a cappuccino machine at work and serve your clients?
Huh?
And serve your clients.
Yeah. The clients are pretty spoiled and everything. They can have a salad while they're getting their hair blown out. So then I'm going to work from, actually I'll work from the sides. Same rule for everything. Nip all of these little baby hairs, kinks, nip it out of the bud. Cut it off. And it's important in this section, you guys, to really pull over direct. You really should have it down after 2 months of system. Good haircut. Let it set. You can start wherever you want to start. We like to start from the front because, and the reason why we always like to is because the front will it will already start setting. So, you know, and that's the one where it's not, the clients, of course, they care about the back, but the front is really the focus. So you already want to have that set. Okay. I'm getting this close to her scalp because I've just gone low heat, and then eventually I put it back on high heat. Does that feel good? Is that painful, or? It's really, you know, we like getting our hair pulled at the salon. I used to have that fear. Like, I still don't like to look at people in the mirror. You know, it's like a weird thing. It's like, oh my God, you can totally see me. I can see you. What are you thinking about? But dude, like, that's something you have to master. Okay, perfect. Kind of straighten it. Hair out of the way. You never want wet hair to touch dry hair because that could cause the frizziness. And you want to pull it at a straight 90 from the nape, because you don't want to burn them when you're going like that. You could still potentially burn them. So pull it straight forward. See, you want to kind of get rid of these kinks, like right here. I'm going to try my best. And you guys, you can also create a pretty good shape with the boar brush, too. I'm sorry?
Blow dry a section down here, like a lot of people pin it up. Is there
You can. I think this is just kind of like our base, like our general. Like I'm teaching you guys not so much, you know, where a client is just asking for a blowout service, because if they do just come in for a blowout, the stylist will do that. I'm just showing you how to finish a client's haircut or color, because yes, the color could be great, the haircut could be nice, but if you have a bad blowout, then they want to show off the hair. So this is just kind of like I'm showing you how to do it. The pin, yeah, the top, yes. I mean the front, you do want to pin. So the goal is just close up that cuticle. And again, practice your dexterity, you guys. You know, like how to hold. Even when we first started holding scissors, I was like, that's not how you hold it. But you know, you go accustomed to it. And wherever you want to be, whether it's be a salon, work for celebrities, you know, master your basic skills. Because if you don't understand the technicality of the most basic haircut or the most basic blowout, you don't know what you're doing. You need to be able to explain what you're doing to the client. I'm going to show you that you guys can also just work with the ceramic if you want. So I'll do that too. And you guys will never close that frizz unless there's tension. So make sure that you are pulling just enough where it is comfortable for the client. And do it in every direction. Okay, so that's how the back looks like. You'll break it off with your hand, just letting it set. So now I'm going to put it on cool mode. There's a cool shot button. And this will help kind of just freeze everything in place. Like, you know, when you're doing a roller set and you put them under the dryer, it's kind of like that. If this was all pinned up, I'd be doing this, making sure it's cool inside. So then when you take it off, you kind of just want to use your hands to kind of manipulate the shape. We do a lot of spinning. And we always leave the crown last. Crown is the last. Kind of section it a little bit. Okay, so go ahead and let your head back a little bit. Perfect. Just a little spritz here and there, a little schmutz, that's what she says. Spritz, I don't know. I deal with a lot of Jews too now, so I have part Jew. Let's see how this looks. Maybe you should help me find your, I know you have your way of finding it. There we go. Perfect. So this is generally what they like to see, okay? Nothing too crazy, nothing too fancy, but then sometimes we'll go back in it with like the curling iron or a flat iron. You can look at yourself. So you guys want to see that shine, no frizz, has body, and it should last a few days. So that's it. This one's it. Thank you.